A nice romantic comedy to start the new year. Why not? I'm sure it's full of wit and spark and realism and... G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review. Happy 2024 to you all, and a big congratulations to all the Golden Globe winners. We had a brand new romantic comedy come out. This one is called Anyone But You. It's directed by Will Gluck and it stars Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney. Well, what's this all about, Adam? Well, it's about two people, funnily enough. Ben, played by Glen Powell, and B, played by Sydney Sweeney. The two meet in a coffee shop. The two end up spending the day together, and then they spend the night together, but not how you think. Just up talking, as you do. Maybe a little kiss, a little cuddle. Wake up in the morning, B takes off like a shot. Ben is completely devastated, although his mate comes over, and then B ends up overhearing that Ben is full on trashing her out, saying that she was no good, nothing, don't think anything of her, even though the two had a great connection. So B obviously is not only heartbroken, she is pissed off. Fast forward 6 months later, the two meet again in a club and realize they have mutual friends that are actually getting married, and they want the two to come together as part of a destination wedding to Sydney, Australia. So yes, circumstances are out of their control. They both end up travelling to Australia together on the same plane. Hijinks ensue, and then once they get there, they actually realise that they might actually need to fake that they are in actual love with each other due to circumstances slightly out of their control. Ben wants to get along again with his ex-girlfriend that just happens to also be at the wedding, and B wants to get away from someone that her parents are trying to set her up with that has actually happened to arrive at the wedding as well. So both have polar reasons to want to like each other. But where will it all go right and where will it all go wrong? Well, I guess you're going to have to maybe see the film to find out. This is directed and co-screenwritten, I think that's a word, by Will Gluck. Now, he did previous films such as Easy A and Friends with Benefits with Justin Timberlake. This film is based on Much Ado About Nothing, the William Shakespeare play. What is this like? Well, I guess the thing is that if you didn't know it was based on Much Ado About Nothing, you pretty much get that from the get-go because there are so many quotes which are smartly sprinkled throughout the entire film at the very beginning, but then they become more and more obvious as the film goes along. So that technique kind of worked to start off with, but then it became quite heavy-handed by the time we get to the end of the film. The chemistry between people, so the good bits, is the chemistry between Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney is really good. They've got a lovely chemistry. They seem to have a lot of fun on set as well as off set. There's a little bloopers reel and stuff at the end. So everyone looks like they're having a great time. Sydney, of course, looks great. Of course, if you define Sydney as being swanky resort on a secluded island and the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House. That's about as much as Sydney gets a big look in this. And there is supporting characters. Brian Brown makes a interesting feature in this as the father of one of the people that is getting married. And Sydney Sweeney's dad is played by Dermot Mulroney, that I haven't seen feature in anything except for being a romantic lead. So it's kind of nice that things have been switched around a bit and now he's playing the dad instead of the lead. So that was kind of a nice little twinkle. And you've also got named Rachel Griffiths, of course, the Australian actress, playing an American. Sure. So this film, I think, is a great example of not really having a lot of heart or spunk and not a great deal of pathos. even though we are dealing with an original source material of William Shakespeare. And we could all blame the source material as the reason why things maybe in the script don't really work. But let's focus on the fact that, this was also made into a movie and has done on a number of occasions, but I get you to look to the 1990s, circa 1990s film by Kenneth Branagh, Much Ado About Nothing, that also had Emma Thompson, it had Denzel Washington, it had Michael Keaton, it had Ben Elton, it had Kate Beckinsale. It had a massive all-star cast, and that film and the way the story is played out and the direction of that is both witty, fun, entertaining, and doesn't poop all over the source material. In fact, it kind of embraces it, but for the modern audience. And it's just really great. This doesn't embrace the source material. It isn't really fun. And it's just kind of a bit like we've got something, and in order to make it funny, we need to make it slightly grotesque, and we need to spice F words throughout the entire thing for no real apparent reason. And we need to have some gratuitous nudity in there. People getting their tops off, men and women, and other stuff as well. And just for me, it was kind of like, like someone inviting you to a classy dinner party, but they're serving sausage rolls and hot dogs. That's kind of how it felt to me. Everything looked really clean and neat, but then it was kind of like a slightly bawdy comedy, but it didn't even commit to that either. So that's kind of the problem. And also the character that Glen Powell plays of Ben is supposed to be this F-boy that's supposed to have this reputation as to being, being this party bloke. I mean, I didn't really see him in a party, and I didn't really see him being a party bloke. I saw him being a guy that wanted to commit to someone, but then kind of also felt the desire to need to hold up some reputation that isn't justified. So to me, that character didn't even work. Sydney Sweeney has about 3 expressions. They're all nice expressions, but they don't really do a lot. And I just didn't really believe a lot of the central premise. And I think a lot of people thought they were in some sort of a pantomime. It really does a sharp turn to being a pantomime when Brian Brown is trying to secretly encourage Ben's character, to fall for B. It's very odd. And then the same for the girls. It's just very strange. It felt really pantomime-y. And I was like, what is going on right now? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this that didn't work for me, and I really wanted to like it because I think Glen Powell has a really nice screen presence, and Sydney Sweeney was nice. Like, the two have a lovely presence, and the promo that they did leading up to this I thought was really fun, and it looked like a really light, fun movie that you can go and take your kids to, and maybe, be a bit of fun. And I did take my kids to it, and I was like, oh, geez, there's a bit of, like, hello, like, what's going, well, okay, there's boobs, there's almost a, why do we do this? And then counterpoint to that, I watch and let my kids watch, When Harry Met Sally, and that is just a whip smart, intelligent, funny, romantic comedy that kind of set the bar. And then I looked at, What's Love Got to Do With It with Lily James, which references When Harry Met Sally, which is, great. And it is about relationships, and it's about love, and it's about all the things that we've got here, but it's done in a much more enjoyable fashion. And this film is just, as I said, it's a bit first base. It's a bit gratuitous, and it doesn't really feel like it fits. Nothing really fits. So yeah, for me, Anyone But You, it should have been anything but this, I reckon, personally. So it's a shame, because I like the talent on screen. It looks good. It does have a big all-star cast, and I must say that Charlie Fraser, the Australian model, this is her debut, and she does a really good job. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I will have forgotten about it tomorrow. Anyone But You gets 5.5 stars. Anyway, that's it from me. I look forward to giving you more film reviews in 2024. And if there is a film that you really want me to watch, please comment in the comment section below. Love to get your feedback. And yeah, let's get into 2024 together. All right, I'm here for you. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning whenever you are watching this, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.